You're listening to Go Ahead Podcast. Aviation English 2024. Hello everybody and welcome to the very first episode of Go Ahead Podcast. I'm very happy to be with you today in a cold and rainy day of May, a very typical day of autumn season here in Santiago. So hope you're doing well wherever you are, and I really want you to enjoy your experience on the podcast and practice English with me in a fun and relaxing way. And the most important thing is not to be judgmental at all, but will be your helping hand for you to gain self-confidence at the same time of speaking. At the time of speaking with people, in this case, native or non-native speakers, all right? So that's why I truly believe that this is your place and your time for you to learn, practice, and improve your English skills in English language, okay? So, now I'll introduce myself. I'm Luis Ortabaeza, as you may know. I'm an air traffic controller, translator and interpreter in English, Spanish and vice versa. And I'm an English teacher, a TEFL teacher in Santiago. And first of all, I would like to thank you for watching and listening to the podcast on YouTube and Spotify. And of course, thank you very much for your nice comments about the introductory episode. Okay, so I really appreciate your comments, guys. So that's it's really helpful for me, and it encourages me to keep going on this. All right, so okay, let's get started with the episode. So guys, I know that learning a language involves so many aspects to be considered, and perhaps most of you who have been studying English for a while are struggling to utilize all the content you have learned and put them into the right order, okay? So if that is your problem, please let me tell you that the solution is to practice your speaking skills, okay? Because as non-native speakers, we tend to learn and collect vocabulary and the grammar rules from textbooks, and that it's great. But the thing is that we never use them in a conversation because we are ashamed to practice in front of more people. We are afraid of speaking with non-native speakers like our friends or colleagues. So we think that they will make fun of us. Or on the other hand, when we are in touch with native speakers, we are afraid of making mistakes. And we want to say everything right at the first time. But that is exactly the opposite way of learning English properly, okay? So, having said that, please don't worry. I will help you to learn English properly. And how will we make it? Well, step one, we'll learn our first mother tongue, or our, mother tongue. This is Spanish, all right? So we will learn, for example, what is a sentence, what is an action verb, a state verb, an adjective, an adverb, articles, and we will compare them in English and we will practice them at the same time, all right? So if you make mistakes, they will lead you to improve and success, but make sure to practice every single day, guys, okay? That is the step 2. Study and practice English every day, at least half an hour or an hour. Do it alone without any distraction, okay? And as I mentioned on the introductory episode 3 weeks ago, that's a long time, by the way, One of the aims of Go Ahead Podcast is to lose the fear of speaking in English, and it would be the only requirement for you to fulfill, guys. All right, so that is the step 3, is to be determined to practice, and don't be afraid of making mistakes. We are, human beings, and that it's part of our nature, okay, making mistakes. So now I'm going to show you my experience in Fidae, the International Air and Space Fair that took place in April last month, from the 9th to 14th April, yes. Fidae, it's one of the most important air shows in South America, and I would say in the world. And there I had the opportunity to speak with some native speakers, in this case exhibitors, and also I spoke with some non-native speakers, in this case Chilean people, who accepted the challenge of having a conversation in English spontaneously. And before showing the videos, I would like to thank all people you'll see on the videos who agreed to participate on the podcast, and therefore they have won the Go Ahead Podcast Award. All right, so I have got my notes here in which I wrote down the names, so I hope to pronounce them properly. In the native speaker category, the winners are, we have Phil Franklin and Calion Carcione from Zena Drone Inc., a US company. Secondly, Romain Baudin, a representative of Pronal Company, a French company. And finally, James Hilkin from Solid State Discs from the UK. So applause for them. And in the non-native category, we have Angelo Faviani. He's a pilot from the Halcones aerobatic team. They belong to the Chilean Air Force, and of course Angelo. The Halcones is one of the top, aerobatic teams in the world. They actually won the first place in the World Aerobatic Team Championship in France in 1998. So nowadays they are part of the top 5 aerobatic teams in the world. So we're very proud of you guys, by the way. So congratulations for that. And then we have Ms. Antonia Kovacevic, and I have to say that Antonia is a minor, so I had to ask her mother the corresponding, permission. So I had her permission. So Antonia's mother's, her name is Trinidad Amesaga. So thank you very much for giving me, your permission. That's very kind from you. And finally, we have Andres Barra. He's a private pilot from Arturo Merino Benitez Air Club, which is based in Curacaví district. Is Curacaví, for you to know, guys. It's located on the outskirts of Santiago. It's about half an hour, I would say, from the city center. So that's it. And now I will leave you with the conversations that I had with all these nice people. And after you watch the videos, I will wrap up the episode. So I'll see you in a few more minutes. Okay? So let's go. much for helping us in learning English. So please, can you make a self-introduction of you and then of your company, please?
Absolutely, an absolute pleasure to meet you guys. So my name is Phil Franklin. I'm a business development manager for Zenadrone Inc. We are a US-based company out of Arizona. We also have offices all across the world, from Dublin, Ireland, all the way to Germany. And we're here today at Fidae 2024, excited to meet everyone and possibly do some business and gain some friends in Chile.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. And what are your main functions here in your company?
Sure, so my main function is to meet and greet individuals who are interested in our technology, learn from them and understand what their needs are, and then take that information and develop drone technology around their needs, so with that we can better satisfy their needs out in their business world.
I see, okay. And do you work alone in your position, or do you have some other colleagues?
No, actually my colleague Kalyan is with me. He is a quality assurance manager. He makes sure all of the equipment that we use functions properly, and as well as our software works correctly within the unit itself.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
And do you have any brand in Chile?
Right now we're looking for expansion into the Chilean market. So AZ Commerce is who we are here with. They partially sponsored our visit. So we're here to, again, make friends and find new business opportunities within the country.
I see. Oh, wow. Wow. So, all right. So now, don't forget about this podcast is about, learning aviation English. But as I said before in previous episode, when Chilean people is trying to learn English, they mostly learn from textbook. What do you think about the learning process for non-native speakers? What do you think is the formula to get along with, the speaking skill?
Sure. Well, I would say with any form of communication, it's the accepting or understanding that you can start out small. You don't have to know everything right away. It's going to take time to build your vocabulary, just as if I wanted to start speaking and learning Spanish. I start small, and it's okay for you to start small and build your language so that you can really start to speak and communicate at an elevated language in, with regards to aviation.
Exactly. And do you think that the way in which non-native speakers speak or approach to native speakers by making mistakes, is that any problem for you as native speakers?
I wouldn't say so. No, I think it's a fear of being incorrect, but that's the only way we learn from each other.
Exactly.
I've been here for a few hours. I'm trying my best to navigate learning the language. You start with your basic, the basic things that you know, and eventually you start to build your vocabulary. So it's absolutely fine for you to be uncomfortable in that situation, and you shouldn't be afraid. Just go for it. Speak and say what you know, and as you need help, hopefully the person you're talking to gives it to you.
Exactly.
But as you immerse yourself in the language and around people who are willing to speak with you about it, you'll start to learn it and understand it better.
Good. You see, guys? So, don't be afraid to make mistakes when you practice your English or when you speak with, in this case, native speakers, So the most important thing is to have an interaction and not 100% perfection, okay? So, my friend, thank you very much for your help, and I will see you and, having a branch here in Chile, in Santiago.
Bienvenidos.
Thank you. All right, guys. Hello, guys. Welcome to Go Ahead Podcast again. We are here at Fidae 2024. We are here with Kalyan from the Arizona Commerce Authority, and now he's going to make a self-introduction about him and some of the products that they have in the company. So please, Kalyan, go ahead.
My name is Kalyan Carcione. I am a quality assurance manager. I oversee everything from building a drone this big into software products. And I'm based out of Toronto, Canada, but I also travel. I'm from Chicago originally, and we basically just travel to different trade shows around just to show and tell everybody about our drone. So just to give you guys a little bit of example, if you can see, it's a pretty big drone, obviously, and it can lift up to 60. It can fly for 60 minutes, lift up to 80 pounds, and it can carry from anything from cargo to agricultural to possibly weapons in the future.
Okay. Wow, that's very important to have some features about, in this case, the drone. So it has an endurance of an hour, 60 minutes, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the weight is?
In total, it's 265.
265.
Yes.
Okay, 265 pounds.
Yes.
So again, now we are having some more vocabulary because we have to make the change into kilograms. Okay, now we're talking about with pounds. All right, that's another difference in English and Spanish. All right, so
like our payload, for example, it can carry 80 pounds, but in kilograms, it's about 40.
all right. Okay, and what kind of operations you are using this drone? For example, for broadcasting fires in some areas in which I don't know, for example, in the United States or here in Valparaiso in Chile, we are in summer. That's our a very complicated time for us because we got some big fires around there.
Yeah.
So this drone, it's able to fly over, I don't know, any specific geographical area and see what happens or what happening in that cases.
Yeah, essentially it can hover, like if fire happens to pop up, it's able to hover over and basically oversee like the smaller areas that a normal plane or commercial aircraft could not normally see. And not only that, it can also carry, like the payload can carry water to actually put out small fires, as well as enough cameras to monitor for animals, potential animals, to give the proper authorities to route the amount of the correct, I guess you could say, idea of like how to properly put it out without harming the environment or animals in the area.
All right, perfect, good. Thank you very much, guys, for being there in the Go Ahead podcast. We've got another episode interviewing, native speakers. Don't be afraid of practicing your English.
Never.
Thank you. At the France stand in Fidae 2024, we are now with Mr. Boting, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Boting from France, and the aim of this video is to show you that non-native speakers like him, it's now going to practice the English as well, and of course he speaks English very, very well. So please, can you make a self-introduction of yourself? What is your function here in your company, and some other that you can give us as an information.
So I'm Romain Baudin from France, as you said. I'm the representative of Pronal company, French company. We are here in Chile to develop our business. So I represent the defense department.
Okay.
I manage a business unit specialized in defense equipment for army.
Okay.
So we are here in Chile to develop our business, find the new opportunities, and we want to start to have a base in Chile and develop our activities in all South America.
Okay, to spread out, through South America.
To spread all the business in all South America.
And by this time, do you have any branch from your company now in Santiago, or are you expecting to have one in the future?
No branch. We expect to have maybe in the time a branch, open an office maybe, but for now we are looking for agents.
Okay.
For someone who will represent the company in the country.
I see. Okay. Good. You see, guys, so it is possible to speak English and practice as long as you have the willing to do that. So as Mr. Roman, who is a French guy, is now speaking English very well, by the way. So thank you very much for your
You're
time.
welcome.
I
Thank
appreciate your help, and you will be, in the next episode of the podcast.
A pleasure. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, hello video viewers, listeners from Go Ahead Podcast. We're here at Fidae 2024 in solid state disc. We are now with Mr. Hilken, so he's going now to talk about the main function that he has here in the company. And please, welcome him, please.
Hello there, thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Yes, my name is James Hilkin. I'm with the company Solid State Discs. So we're based, we're a UK company that has operations in England and in America.
Perfect.
I live in Australia these days.
Wow,
So
okay.
I come from all over, global.
I see. Wow, perfect. Is that your first time here in Chile?
First time here, yes.
Okay, and how is Chile like? I mean,
It's
for
beautiful.
you?
It's amazing. I want to stay for longer.
Okay.
I'm hoping to. I've had some good friends that have done a lot of Chile and been down to Patagonia and Sao Paulo and
Oh, wow.
Peru. So I would love to do all of these things.
Perfect.
Having a wife and children makes life a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
But I'd love to come back. It's beautiful.
I see. Wow. Very good. Okay, excellent. So, what are your expectations in terms of your company to, perhaps to have a brand here in Santiago, in Chile?
Sure. Yeah. So we manufacture a product that is supporting the Chilean Air Force.
Okay.
They're supporting a lot of their older planes and ships with the Armada de Chile, for example, and the Chilean Air Force. So we're here to make sure that those older systems that are aging are kept alive. So we manufacture a flash drive that replaces a traditional disk drive that are not made anymore, and we will remove that old disk drive and we will replace it with our flash drive to keep the system alive, because of course these systems are very expensive.
Right.
And you've recently acquired the AWACS, the E3 AWACS from the RAF, the Royal Air Force.
Wow. Good.
So the Royal Air Force have delivered them. Now you have them, but they have the same problem. They can't. They have. A lot of the equipment is old.
Perfect.
So we're now talking to the.
Oh wow, very nice. So you see, guys, we've got from this company another topic that we can discuss later in the Go Ahead podcast. So in the next episode, I will ask you some questions about this fantastic company that we have now in Chile. So making business with Chile right now. Okay. Wow, Mr. Hilken, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate your time. So my video viewers and listeners will be glad to hear native speakers like you, for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm glad. Thank you very much indeed, guys.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Cheers.
I appreciate
That was
your
great.
time.
Easy.
Yeah. Hello, podcasters, video viewers and listeners. We're here at Fidae 2024. My name is Luis Horta, your host, and I'm now here with Mr. Fabiani, part of the Halcones team in Fidae 2024. We're going to introduce Mr. Fabiani, in which he is going to talk about the team and some maneuvers in which he will be acting today. Please go ahead, Mr. Fabiani.
Thank you. Hello, I'm the Lieutenant Angelo Fabiani of the Chilean Air Force. I'm a pilot actually of the Halcones aerobatic team. And as he said, we're here at Fidae when we're going to be doing several shows during the week. It's going to be 2 shows per day and 1 show on the weekends. So I want to take this opportunity that Go Ahead Podcast is doing, and I want to invite you all to practice your English, to fly in English. It's something that at the beginning can be very tricky, but once you start doing it, you lose that kind of fear of speaking. It's the same as when you start flying and talking normally Spanish. So yeah, do it, practice. These guys, they were telling me they are traffic controllers, and they have all the will to teach you all and all the patience of understanding you. So go ahead, try it, practice in English, and every time it's gonna get better.
Wow, what a nice presentation with Mr. Fabiani. So we are here in an amazing atmosphere. So it's plenty of people right now, and soon we will be with Mr. Fabiani and the whole team acting at Fidae 2024. And that's all for Go Ahead Podcast. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bien, hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Muy buenos días. Un nuevo capítulo, episodio
episodio de Go Ahead Podcast en Fidae 2024 y estamos junto a Antonia Kovacevic, nuestra flamante, ¿cierto?, compatriota desde la Patagonia, quien ahora va a participar en el programa de la NASA y ella nos va a contar ahora a continuación su experiencia, cómo ha sido hasta ahora y lo que le espera en su futuro. Por favor, Antonia.
Muchas gracias. Bueno, yo participé en este concurso que es de la empresa Awarding Scholarship, Endeavor Scholarship, y yo tuve que diseñar un proyecto que fue crear una base lunar. Y cuando presentaban esta propuesta para que participen distintos estudiantes de entre 15 y 18 años, ellos especificaban varios requisitos para los ganadores del concurso. Ellos tenían que saber hablar inglés de manera fluida, tenían que tener habilidades para diseño, interés en la ciencia, varios requisitos de esa manera. Entonces, reunía mucho todas las cosas que a mí me gustan. Además, voy en un colegio británico, entonces el inglés siempre estuvo muy presente para
British
mí.
English.
Sí.
Excellent.
Y nada, y sentía que contaba con las herramientas para participar, decidí participar y finalmente tuve un buen resultado y salí entre las seleccionadas.
Okay. And very briefly in English of your self-introduction, that would be very nice. And what are you doing now, very briefly?
Okay. Now I was receiving the award of this contest, and like knowing and meeting the people that will travel with me to the space camp.
Perfect.
And I have to go now because they're calling me for that.
Oh
so
yeah, sure.
that's
Perfect.
all.
Thank you very much. So
Thank
guys,
you.
we are, very proud of being with Antonia today. So thank you very much for being there. Antonia, muchísimas gracias. Hello guys, we are here at Fidae 2024 and we are here with Andrés Barra, one of the pilots from Curacaví, and he's now going to talk about his experience about being a pilot and some other stuff in aeronautic topics. Please, Andrés, go ahead. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Andrés. I'm a private pilot from the Club Aéreo Arturo Merino Benítez. Here in Chile, we have aero clubs. There are little clubs where people from several jobs join to fly and take course and make several activities. I'm engineer, but on my free time I'm doing my course to being a commercial pilot. I fly this plane. It's a Piper Dakota from the 80s, and his past was an airplane from the Chilean Air Force. Well, I fly on weekends, and I go to the beach. I'm going to the countryside of the near the club.
Are you flying just in Santiago City, nearby the Santiago City, or are you flying, for example, in the south of Chile or in the north?
I fly where the autonomy of the airplane allows me to arrive. For example, I can fly about 2 hours from the airport.
I see. Okay. Wow.
So
all right.
With that autonomy, I can reach the beach, the south of Chile, about 200, 400 kilometers.
I see. Okay. According to your endurance that you have here in the Lima Tango Delta, you've got just 2 hours endurance. So that's why, for example, you departed from Santiago and to the south. What would be your aerodrome in which you are going to land, for example, with 2 hours?
I can reach the city of Concepcion, in Concepcion Airport.
Okay.
I can land. and can refuel and go back to the airport.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, you can see now with Piper Dakota, Piper Alpha 28, you can have 2 hours endurance and you can fly from Santiago, for example, to Concepcion, okay, directly, without not stop. All right. So thank you very much, Andres, for your help, and I see you in another episode. Bye bye.
Okay, guys, I'm back with you to wrap up this episode. And if you were expecting to watch some planes and their maneuvers in Fidae, I'm sorry. I decided not to include them because I thought it was necessary to get some special authorization from, I don't know, the Chilean Air Force or the US Air Force in order to, show their aircraft, So it could have taken me so much time to include them on today's episode. So that was the reason I preferred to get the conversation you have just watched. And so in the future, I promise, I will include some extra videos and contents for you. Okay, so what is important for you to have in mind today is that I'm going to motivate you all to speak in English, and considering those 3 steps I have mentioned previously. So they are: number 1, we will learn our mother tongue, our mother language. This is Spanish in our case. And in terms of learning what is a sentence, what is a verb, an adjective, a noun, an adverb, and how to use them properly. Okay. Number 2 is that we will practice the contents you and me learn on a daily basis. Okay. Please promise every day. Try to practice every day an hour or at least half an hour, and be focused on your contents, okay, and try to avoid any distraction. Okay, that's very important. And number 3 is a step, but at the same time is a requirement, I would say, for you to accomplish your goals. And this is to lose the fear of speaking in front of an audience. And this audience could be your family, your friends, your colleagues. And in other words, I think you need to be determined to speak out fearlessly. All right. So, well, that's all, folks, for today. Have a great time with your families, your friends. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and let your family and friends know that you are now living in a Gap land. So this is Go Ahead Podcast land. So, and that's it. I think it's enough from me to you for today. So this is time to say Go Ahead Podcast, wind calm, clear to land. And don't forget to subscribe and follow on our YouTube channel and Spotify. All right? Okay, have a good one. Bye-bye.